This video is a short overview of what's new in the Windows Intune April 2012 pre-release version. This is currently a beta product. As such, there are some capabilities which aren't enabled just yet, but we'll go through and take a look at some of these capabilities and how we can get access to them once they are available, as well as take a look at some of the new features that are already enabled for you to test during the beta process. First of all, if we take a look at the Getting Started page, some of the things of note here is that a higher exposure of the ability to download and deploy the client software. It's also important to remember with the client software that with this new version, it will also automatically be uninstalled from PCs that are managed by Windows Intune when you do remove that device from the management pool. This is unlike the current version of Windows Intune where you do need to manually uninstall the client components that are installed during the initial setup. We also have the ability to go through and start configuring mobile devices. As this is still the beta version, if we click on that, we'll find that it does actually inform us that due to it being pre-released that this capability is not yet enabled. And this is something that you can see here that will actually be enabled through the Exchange connector. If we scroll down, we can take a quick look to see what the top line alerts are. We can see if there are any devices currently enrolled. We can see the computer summary, which is currently no computers, and also the mobile device summary. An area where a large number of changes has been made is around the way that Windows Intune will work with groups. So first of all, it will have the ability for you to work with user groups as well as device groups. So it means that you've got a lot more flexibility in the way that you can start working with permissions, assigning updates, assigning software packages and security permissions, etc. to different types of devices or different types of users. And remember that you can actually go through and create dynamic groups. So as memberships changes, the updates or the requirements for the different groups will automatically be applied to the items that are included in those groups. If we just go through and give this group the name laptop users, and we'll just say all devices, and here we can select that it's computers, mobile devices, or only computers that match following criteria. So one of the important things here is that we can see that we've got the ability to start selecting from organizational units. So this is another one of the features that will be introduced later in the pre-release cycle so that you will actually be able to get integration with your on-premises Active Directory services as well as being able to do management in the cloud. So this is something that people who are using something such as Office 365 with the E-plans have been used to. So it's something that now Windows Intune will also offer. And part of this is due to the ability that now this is actually running on a new platform and it's also integrated with the Azure Active Directory services capability. As we go through and take a look at some of the other areas, you'll see that there are similarities as we go through and take a look at areas such as the ability to roll out updates. If we take a look at things like security updates, one of the changes that has been made here is that we can now go through and start grouping the updates via the knowledge base articles. So it makes it a lot less cluttered so that if we do need to drill down into more detail on a particular update, we can actually drill down into that without having to go through a much longer list. So some of the other things that we do have in here now is if we jump across to the admin homepage here, this is actually the end user self-service portal. So people who are familiar with Office 365 will instantly be familiar with the look and feel of this because it does look like the portal that end users do get access to. But obviously here things are slanted towards the ability to work with Windows Intune capabilities. So we've got the ability to drill in, take a few more looks at some of the setup capabilities. Once again, we'll see here that things such as single sign-on, Active Directory synchronization, and domains are also things that are being mentioned here, but if we click through on any of these links, it will let us know that, again, these are only features that will be enabled later on. We've got the ability to go through now and easily add users, so rather than just adding devices such as what we could do with the previous version, now we can actually let the users select which devices that they want to be managed by Windows Intune, rather than it being something that the administrator has to keep complete control over. We've also got security groups capabilities. Again, the reminders here, if we do click through, that the groups here in terms of single sign-on and Active Directory will be enabled later on in the release cycle. Now, as we take a look at the subscriptions, we can see here that because it is the pre-release version, we've got 10 device licenses assigned at no cost, and we can see that the expiry for this current trial is for October 18, 2012. So we do have a bit of time to get familiar with the environment. If we take a look at who the licenses are assigned to, we can see that we don't actually have anyone assigned here. So we could go through and assign users if we wanted to go through and set some up and then assign them. We can't purchase additional licenses yet because it is still a preview. And then finally, if we take a look at support, this will give us links out to the Microsoft Community Support Forums, where you'll be able to get easy access to a number of different types of Microsoft in-house and external experts who are happy to take your support questions and provide solutions or suggestions for you. And also the ability to go through and start providing more capabilities via administration delegation. So that's just a very quick look at some of the new capabilities that are being exposed in the user interface. These features and more will be exposed in more detail in a series of upcoming videos, so stay tuned in and we'll make sure that you get a lot more information over the coming weeks. Thank you.